Who spends the most and how it's driving the U.S. economy in this week's fastest 4 minutes in finance. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Scott Inman. If you're not using a spending tracker for your budget, I highly recommend it. Lots of banks and credit card companies offer it for free without you even signing up for it. It's right there on their website. It breaks down spending by category and by card user, if there is more than one, among other things. And it's helpful for reviewing where your money is going. Unfortunately, it might also start a few arguments. Well, it seems economists have been arguing over the past few years over how the U.S. consumer is still spending money against the headwinds of inflation. LPL Research released their Outlook 2025 report this week, and there's some interesting data about who is spending the most. The top spenders in this country are ages 45 to 54. And you can see from this graph, they spent on average nearly $100,000 in 2023, according to the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis. Those ages 35 to 44 and 55 to 64 were right behind them. And not only are these groups spending more, but they stand to have more to spend in the future. Over the next 2 decades, the generations who are the biggest spenders are set to inherit $84 trillion from the older generations. This is called the Great Wealth Transfer. LPL points out that younger generations are positioned to keep driving consumer spending, which accounts for at least 2/3 of the economy. It would be no surprise that higher income earners are spending more than lower income earners, but this chart shows us just how much more. The top 20% of income earners account for nearly 40% of total spending, and the top 40% of income earners are carrying 60% of the consumer spending load. That comes from a BLS consumer expenditure survey. So how are we keeping the consumer spending engine going? Well, LPL says data revision has revealed that wage growth has more than offset inflation over the past 2 years, thanks to higher labor demand and people switching jobs. In fact, workers are even saving more of their incomes. Disposable income grew faster than real spending, and the average savings rate for workers is now at 5%. That's approaching the pre-pandemic level of 6.5%. This, of course, positions workers to be more prepared for unexpected expenses above what their cash flow can cover. There are headwinds into 2025, though. LPL predicts consumer spending will slow down from its breakneck speed. The labor market is slowing too. The quits rate is falling as workers are less inclined to switch jobs, and the average work week for private payrolls has declined, suggesting weaker labor demand. There's a lot to unpack in Outlook 2025, and we will dive more into it in the coming weeks on our fastest 4 minutes in finance. Thanks for watching. Want to become smarter financially in 4 minutes or less? Sign up at fastest4.com to get insights and updates like this delivered to your inbox weekly.